So
So good to
it's Sunday, so I'm assuming you're resting then today, right? You're not training today?
I taught I did like cardio in the morning and I taught a class at 10 a.m.
So there's no rest for you ever.
No, not really.
So this is going to be your fourth PFL appearance and you're still not in the season. Like, what do you think you need to do to show them, like, put me in the season?
I just gotta keep winning until, I think I fight this one and either they put me in the season next year or I do one more in November. And then whatever they throw at me, I'm gonna keep going through my obstacles and next year for sure I'm in the tournament.
What do you think that you have, like, do you think it's just a win that you need, or do you feel like you need to keep performing? Like, I have to get a submission, or have to get a highlight, or I have to get a knockout. Like, what do you think you have to do in terms of just in the fight, or do you think it's just winning's enough?
Um I'm always trying to get a finish. So for me, winning, I mean, I'm gonna win. That's my game plan. Always gonna win, but just keep doing what I do, And I don't really chase for finishes. It just happens, and I just got to keep doing that. Keep chasing these finishes.
And this, I mean, this might sound like a weird question, but you're undefeated, so you haven't had to suffer a professional loss yet.
Yeah,
And sometimes, obviously you don't want to think about that. You don't want to prepare for that because that would be almost like resigning that you're going to lose. But, you know, you have to think about what could happen if I lose. And, like the way that a fighter loses or the way they react after a loss is important.
yeah,
Just wondering if you've learned any lessons watching some of your teammates have to go through that, having to see how they pull back and come back and even just like their mental state, and what have you learned from your teammates that have lost that you're, I don't want to say you think about doing, but is there something that you've
yeah,
watched with your teammates when they lose that you kind of think about if that happens to you someday?
yeah. No, I always think about it. Every fight. I'm always thinking what happens if I do. So I'm always positive I'm gonna win, but I do like I'm always like mentally prepared for that. Like even when I won my fight in Madison Square Garden, I was like upset. I was like sad. Like I cried after. I thought I could have done better. Um, but I'm always because I even have students. Yesterday I had a student who fought and he lost. And then it's just it's a lesson. So I never take it like as a loss. So it's always a lesson. Always we learn how we can get better and move forward from that. But yeah, I've seen like a couple of my teammates lose and my students lose, and it's I hope I'm planning not to lose, but I'm ready for it. And then I don't take it to heart.
And losses, like you said, you don't look at it like a loss. It's like a way to learn. I've heard fighters say that, that they are almost appreciative that they lost because it forced them to learn something that they wouldn't have had to learn otherwise. So I know that's again a weird. I don't want to keep talking about losses, but but it's
Yeah.
just something on
No,
my mind.
and I agree. Like yesterday, so one of the people that I trained with, he lost. And I feel like he needed that loss because he was very for how his right. He's an amateur, so he's 3-2, and he's very arrogant for how his record is. He acts like he's like the top dog, and it's one of those like he has 2 wins in a row, and it's like, yeah, we need you to calm this down. And I didn't want him to lose, but it's one of those like, look, you didn't put in the work that I think you needed to do, and this is the result you get. So now like listen to us, listen, and we gotta work harder. And he needed that. I feel like he needed that. Sometimes you need that. Some people need that to push them forward.
Can you just tell us, update us a little bit on how Delano's doing? Because that's kind of why I'm talking about like losses. I know Delano is somebody you train with a lot, and what's his mindset going? Not in the season anymore. How's he feeling? What's he doing? And what have you learned from him?
Just keep pushing forward. He's still training. He's coming back to the gym. I haven't seen him a lot. He comes in. He's still like taking time off. He did like 6 fights like in almost like a year span. So he's taking some time off. He still comes in and out to train, but he takes it like that. Like he takes it on the chin and he keeps training. It doesn't bring him down. It just drives him to work harder for the future.
And you have another teammate that's fighting on the same night as you, I think right after you, if the card doesn't change orders.
Yeah.
With it, but how has that been being like both having a fight at the same night? Like, is your training camp any different than it normally is? Is it kind of nice to have somebody there that knows exactly how it feels day by day?
Well, me and Impa train a lot with at DK Fitness. So we train at Killcliff, and he also train at DK with Coach Dieter. So we're always training together, and then it's motivating because he's one of those guys that doesn't he's like a workhorse. So I try to keep that same energy with him. So every people are training with us, and they're like gassing out. He'll be like, "Oh, put your head up, don't gas out, don't show you're weak." And then so I try to keep that same energy. I see everybody else like gassing out, and I'm like, "All right, even though I'm dying, keep pretend I'm not dying, like keep going." So it's a motivating, and we're both on the same card, so it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun.
Is this the first time you guys have fought on the same card together?
Yeah, this is the
So
first time. Yeah.
is it going to be difficult not being able to like be in each other's corners or like kind of paying attention? I know you'll be able to watch his fight maybe, but I don't think he'll be able to really, he'll be warming up for his. I don't know, like how is
Yeah.
it going to be because it's so close together?
No, it's that will bother me, and it's gonna be fun, I know he's gonna be supporting me when I support him. So I just, I don't think when I'm in there, I'm zoned out. So I'm only focusing about me, until after that, I'll worry about like Impa's fight. So I have to be selfish, just think about me when I fight.
So there's not going to be any extra pressure like, oh, I got to win this because I got to motivate him to go in and win his. Or is there like, I know I tried to get you guys to bet last time. Is there a bet this time? Who gets the better finish this time?
No, no, no. I want us both to do good. I don't even want to like put that pressure. I want us both to win, and you know, just I want both of us to shine and have our day, have a great day, so we
So
can have like a good meal after.
yeah. So talk to me about your opponent. What do you think of him? What have you seen?
He's tough. He's a good striker. He's like well rounded. He's 10-2 from Hawaii. I know he's at MMA Lab right now. He's well rounded. It's a good opponent. He's a striker. He trains at the same gym that my last opponent is from also. So it's a good matchup. It's a good matchup. I'm excited, and he's a Bellator vet, so it's gonna make my record look better. I keep fighting harder guys, and it's a good challenge, and I'm excited for it.
What do you think in terms I know you said you always go for the finish, but are you expecting this one to be an easy finish or do you kind of think he might be a little bit tougher and you might have to do a decision fight with him?
I don't plan a decision, but he's a tougher opponent than my the. I mean, honestly, I think him and my last opponent are like the same, but he's more seasoned, more experienced, so it's gonna be a harder fight for sure. And I'm ready for like a war. So if it goes to decision, I'm ready for it, but I don't plan on it.
And my last question, some news broke last week that you guys will be starting to do USADA. I don't know if that's if you're included in that or what have you learned about that? Do you know anything about when it's going to start or what are your thoughts just on that program?
I think it's good. Um, I think it takes the people out that have been doing that stuff. I've never done anything of that stuff, so I know I should be safe because I don't take any of that. If I did, I'd be super jacked. But yeah, they messaged me about it, so they told us they're gonna start implementing it soon, and they're gonna reach out to us and take our information. But I don't know if I'm part of that or that's only for the tournament, so I'm not actually 100% sure. But I mean, it doesn't bother me if I know I'm clean, so
Yeah. And I guess
yeah.
my last question is I know that I don't know yet how they're going to do it for you guys, but with UFC, they have to every day tell them like where they're at all times. And if you're not where you're supposed to be when they show up, like you can get in trouble. Like does any of that worry you? Like, oh man, I have this extra thing I have to deal with on top of fighting and training and like just life itself.
No, I think they are gonna do that because I said that in the email that we have to let them know our training schedule, our home address, and our gym. Um, I think it's gonna be annoying, but I mean, it's not a big deal to me. Like I'm in hide, so I feel like I think it's kind of cool. I'm like, oh, I'm not. Oh, they had a drug test me.
Yeah.
I think it's cool.
Awesome. Well, hopefully
But
they will eventually do those jackets too. I know the UFC does the 50 clean tests. It's
oh
gonna take a
yeah,
while for PFL to catch up to that. Maybe they'll do like 15, 20 before, to get you
yeah,
guys.
right. 50, yeah, yeah,
Awesome.
that'd be awesome.
Well,
That's
thank you
cool.
so much for your time. Enjoy your breakfast, and I will see you in Texas.
Thank you. I'll see you there.
Awesome. Have a great day.
Bye. You
Bye.
too.